This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Thursday, June 8th, 2023. I'm Gary Dick. The Indiana University Board of Trustees has approved a 3% tuition and fee spike for all IU campuses. The decision comes after the university established a new simplified fee structure that includes fee eliminations and reductions. The approval will increase annual tuition and mandatory fees for undergraduate in-state students at all university campuses. Trustee Jeremy Morris.
Oftentimes, I think, first-generation college students, navigating their way through this process of, picking schools and kind of figuring out how much is this going to cost the family. Those are some of those things that are not really kind of taken into consideration until they get to that first bill. So I really think that this is really forward-thinking.
New Albany-based startup RX Lightning plans to use a new $17.5 million infusion from investors to grow its healthcare technology business, and that could include tripling its workforce. Founded in 2020, RX Lightning makes software that makes it more efficient for patients to access more than 1,200 specialty medications, including high-cost drugs that treat cancer and rare disorders. The $17.5 million Series A funding round brings RX Lightning's total investor funding to $20.5 million. Company revenue doubled last year and is expected to quadruple in 2023. The company currently has about 50 employees, but that number could grow to 175 over the next 2 years. The Purdue Applied Research Institute, the applied research arm of Purdue University, has officially opened a new facility dedicated to enhancing Purdue's capabilities in hypersonics evaluation and testing. Leaders from Purdue, the federal government, and industry were on hand for the opening of the Hypersonics and Applied Research Facility, a $41 million building that is home to 2 cutting-edge wind tunnels. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Get ready, West Central Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the inaugural Engage West Central Indiana event presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Tuesday, June 20th at Holman Center at Indiana State University. We'll be diving into talent, education, and other issues shaping the regional economy. More at ibj.com/engage. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett has announced plans for a 4-month closure to vehicles in the southwest quadrant of Monument Circle and a pedestrian-focused redevelopment of Georgia Street. Hogsett says the projects mark the first steps in the South Downtown Connectivity Vision Plan, which is designed to improve public spaces, boost economic development, and increase public safety in the southern portion of the Mile Square. The Federal Railroad Administration has announced more than $21 million in funding for 5 Indiana projects as part of the Railroad Crossing Elimination Grant Program. The program designed to help communities eliminate points where railroad tracks intersect with roads to prevent deadly collisions. In an effort to be a more attractive employer in Monroe County, the city of Bloomington is launching a tuition reimbursement pilot program for some city employees. Regular full-time workers who have been employed for a year are eligible for city coverage of up to $2,500 of educational expenses per year. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand.